Love is at the heart of every endeavor, in the heart of every supplicant. Isn't that what the stories say? That's what the ancestors always managed to weave into their long-winded speeches. They have eternity in the lines of their palms, and they're determined to make us waste as much of our soup-stained on the wrist existences as they can before death licks us up and spits us back out as someone else's insufferable ancestors. The heart of this particular endeavor wasn't love, which is strange since it was a wedding after all. The heart of this endeavor was stubbornness, maybe even a bit of resentment, definitely a lot of rebellion. And it's been building in Ibi, thickening her skull for moments such as this. It's been building from the first time Ibi went to the talk shop after afternoon prep to buy a bottle of Lacasera so cold it still had chunks of yellowish ice floating in the amber liquid. She stood behind the talk shop, contemplating. She listened to students at the counter shove, complain, beg, and haggle. She stood staring into space for a while before sniffing twice, like she always did after making a decision. She poured the lacasera onto the rainy season green grass and mouthed the words her mother's mother had passed to her through her daughter's daughter. She'd watched the drink slide off the grass and onto the dirt to mix into a fizzy apple-scented mud. Then she'd waited, hoping for some benevolent foremother to answer her call. They were generous sometimes, or maybe just bored. Kunle in SS1B had poured half a bottle of Sunday Zobo to call on his great-great-grandfather before the 100-meter sprint during last year's inter-house sports. And he'd won the gold medal, even though everybody knew Ebuka Okoro in SS3C was the fastest senior boy. A few teachers had wanted to disqualify him, but it was decided at the end of the day that he didn't break any rules. No one worried that the other students would follow suit. Ancestors rarely bothered with the living outside of significant dates. They gave their blessings at weddings or acknowledged at funerals as they welcomed the newly departed into their ranks, and sometimes showed up at naming ceremonies of the reincarnated. Kunle was apparently the only child of an only child's only child, and the fifth incarnation of a restless soul, a rare enough case to warrant the attention. Ipi didn't know if she was special enough to catch the eye of an ancestor, but she had submitted a striking blank sheet after her junior WAEC mathematics exam, and nothing short of divine intervention was going to save her from her mother's wrath if she didn't get promoted. She was her first daughter's first daughter, which was why she decided she'd have better luck trying her maternal side. Sorry, trying her maternal side. But she was fairly sure this was her soul's first body, so she couldn't count on any antecedent connections. She just had to hope her request was earnest enough or that someone was generous or bored enough to answer. What is this? The voice startled Ibi. She looked up and immediately jolted her head back down and bent her knees in a way that she hoped was respectful enough. Revered mother, I said, what is this? Oh, sorry, ma. I don't know what's ma. What is ma? Call me. Wait, whose child are you? And will you look up? She said, sounding exasperated. Ibi looked up, slightly embarrassed, and saw something different from what she'd been expecting. The woman in front of her wasn't an elderly crone bathed in the sacred ethereal light of the spirit realm. She looked no older than 30, and she was wearing a white blouse over grey trousers. Ibi earnestly recited her lineage, taking care to include all the titles. All right, I've heard. I know your grandmother's full name. Am I not the one who named her? Ibi shifted nervously from one foot to the other. Things weren't going the way she'd planned. Well, the woman said, that makes me your great-grandmother. Just call me Masa. She waved her hand at the plastic bottle of Lacasera. I asked you what that was. It's Lacasera, Ibi said. Are you asking me? No, ma. Masa, it's Lacasera. It's a soft drink. Eh, talk true. I thought it was soup, she snapped, reclining in the air as if it would hold her. And it did. What year do you think I died? It tastes like Coca-Cola, but sweeter. Do they still make Coca-Cola? Give me some. Give me some more. Or you want me to stay here talking away all my spit while my mouth dries off? Oh, sorry, ma. Abby stretched the bottle toward her awkwardly. Martha leaned forward in the air and rested her thumb on her nose the exact same way Abby's mother did when she was irritated. We used to be intelligent in this family. What kind of men have these girls been having children with? Ibi poured more of the lacasera in the grass, wishing she thought this through a bit more. Martha licked her lips, crossing one suspended leg over the other, and said, now, why did you call me? So, Ibi said, I had this exam. The thing about family is that sometimes they overstay their welcome.